Hello, everyone. My name is Jerry Yasser, and I'm a Microsoft MVP for Office Apps and Services. I work at DXC Technology as an Office 365 architect. In part three of this video series, we will look at how you can configure Office 365 admin roles using cloud security groups. So let's jump into the action. So for that, I will go to my Azure AD Admin Center, and I'll go to the Azure 8 Active Directory. At this moment, the functionality of managing those permissions is not available in Office 365 Admin Center. So you have to be in the Azure AD Admin Center to do that. So for there, you have to go to the groups. And in my last video, I created a global security readers group that I use to assign permissions to the users. If I go to my global security group, you can see that it has three users that I added using PowerShell. But if I go to the properties of that group, you can see that there is a new section that has been added in the preview is Azure AD roles can be assigned to this group. You can see that I cannot change this value from the admin center as right now. So it means that we will have to create a new group. So we'll have to go back. In future, I expect that that option might be available to do either using from UI or using PowerShell. So I'll go back to my groups and I'll click on new group and I'll call it. It will be a security group, and I'll call it Global Security Administrators, and I'll go back to my. I'll give it a description, and this is where I have to choose Azure AD roles can be assigned to this group. If I want, I can add any members, or I can add roles. So I can choose the members. I can find the if I search for security, or I can search for Alex, or I can search for Adele, and I think that will be an Alan. And these three are the people I want to add to this group. I can click on select. One thing you notice that the membership has to be assigned. It cannot be dynamic. So that's one thing to notice. Then we have to pick up a role. So we can pick up the role right here. We can go in. We can also, if we don't do that, we'll have to go in and do another step is where we go to the role and add that group there. But I think that's a lot easier. We can pick up a role from here. We can pick security again, and we can add security admin, and we can click select. And when I click create, it will show me a message that creating a group to Azure AD role can be assigned in settings that cannot be changed later. Are you sure you want to add this capability? I'll say yes. And once I click create, it will actually force that group. And now if I want to go back to my Azure AD, I go to roles and administrators, and I search for security again. And I hope I don't do this, and I click on the role, and you can see that Global Security Administrator group has been added automatically into this page. If you want to remove that, you can simply select and also remove that from that role. So it's you can add it from here and then update it later. So if we go back to my roles and go back to my groups, we can actually go back to our Global Security Administrator role and go to the properties, and you can see that I can have members. I can manage it through there. Um, and this is the assigned roles. You can see that it's in security. It's in preview. You can add more roles as needed based on your settings, and those people or members of those the roles will be automatically added to the group. So it's a great feature. I think we have been asking for this feature from very long time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. In the next video, I'll show you how to configure the same group using PowerShell.